And hello, SFL. It's me, Guy, and Will. Uh-oh, we lost Will.
Oh no.
Oh, there you go. We got Will again.
Okay. Okay, great. Perfect. If we can't finish it right, we can't start it right, it's okay. That
We
means good finish is about to come, guys.
can't do both. It's
Right.
100%. Um, so yeah, we're doing another pod. This is like the first playoffs week pod, and I guess we can just go ahead and start talking about the seeding. Cream Pie got number one, obviously, because he has 11 wins and it's the only team with 11 wins. The Midnight Ride won our division, so and the Elderly Gangbang won his division. Uh, Midnight Ride's got more wins than Elderly Gangbang, so there we go. We got our 2 and 3. For everyone else, Rob had 10 wins. He gets 4. I won my game. I'm the only one with 8 wins.
Luckily.
Luckily. Uh, if I had not, I would have been knocked out of the playoffs, but that's not what happened. I came through, got eight
Yeah.
wins, number 5. Doesn't matter how we got here, we got here.
Trying.
And then we had two 7-7 teams. Human has got tiebreaker on Jordan with the head to head. So he's number 6. And Jordan is, out of everybody else, the highest point scoring team in the league. He gets number 7.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that part up. Um,
I mean, it
you
doesn't
know,
even matter. He's number 7 regardless.
he was number 7 regardless. It was there's no change to the rule that made any sense. He would have got it either way,
Okay. Yep.
kind of thing. But
Hmm.
um it is interesting that there were 28 wins from the three of us in the same division with only
Hmm.
15 losses.
Yeah.
And that our division just was good. We had a lot of people that were good in our division, and everybody else is crap. Okay, that's how it goes. All right, but now I've got to face the number 7 seed and the highest point scorer, kind of thing. I'm not happy with that. So I wish, and I know it wouldn't change too much, but I think the biggest thing is that maybe when we get to the playoffs, that it shouldn't you shouldn't get a third seed if you win your division and you suck. And that's saying something from a guy that did that in 2020. My team was like 6-8 or 6-7, and I won my division. I got third seed.
So the way that I look at it, there's two ways to tackle this, right? So the 3 seed is cause so by what you said, the 3 seed shouldn't get the 3 seed for simply winning the division. Do you mean that winning your division you should not automatically make the playoffs and
No, you
divisions
should
become
make the playoffs. You should make the playoffs, but when we get here, just like we reseed for the next round, we should reseed before the start of the playoffs and say, okay,
and we reseed by record or what?
by record, and then go by the head to head after that. So normal rules if we were in one big division,
Right.
basically.
So Rob would jump Holden, and then I would also
And you
jump
would
Holden.
jump Holden. Yeah, so Holden would move all the way down to
Right.
5. And I'm not sure about the matchup between Razor's Edge and them, but let's just say Holden down to 5 and move you guys up. That I know that's I do believe that the division winner should get it because they kind of knocked each other in that division. Because I would not say that their division was soft. It was a tough division, but they
Yeah.
just kind of, like the Big 12, they took each other out
Yeah.
each and every week. So that's not saying they shouldn't deserve a playoff spot, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just now saying my argument incorrectly because they did have to go through a gauntlet to get to that playoff spot. I
See,
don't know.
the way that I look at it to solve the problem wouldn't be to reseed. The way that I would do it is like you being so you instead of playing the worst seed, you get to pick your opponent. So Victor would be number 1 seed, so he would pick his opponent first. and then you'd be number 2 seed, and you'd be like, "Fuck, I don't want to play Jordan," which is who you naturally. Well, Victor doesn't get a pick because he's by, so you would go first, and you'd be like, "Oh, I don't want to play Jordan. His team's actually rough. I want to play against Human," and then you would play against Human instead, and then
Correct. And I
that's
think that's probably a better way of handling it, because then we don't mess with anything, and then we just pick it that way, because that way it does matter, because right now I feel like I should have lost. I should have lost last week in a way, even though I don't want to,
yeah,
because I'd rather play your team that is injured
yeah,
and, maybe has one quarterback than playing a Jordan's team that is on fire right now and has been on fire since basically week 6, as far as points. He just, I mean, if you look at the standings from where you're at, look how many points he got scored against him. I mean, 2,500 more than anybody else basically scored,
yep.
except for myself and Robert.
The only person who got
So,
shit as much was Dylan, but we don't notice Dylan because he only scored 2,200. So it kind of like
yeah.
felt like Dylan had to lose. But Dylan got shit on too. Dylan got
Yeah, he
2,500
did.
against him. And yeah,
Yeah.
Human got or not Human. Jordan got 2,538 points scored against them. It's just like it's nuts.
So I mean, I agree with you there too. I mean, like Dylan got the short end of the stick, being in that division, which we said was tough. It was a
Hmm.
tough division with those four. He just got the end of the stick as far as the last seed in that division. If he's in the other division, he might make the playoffs. He probably does, because he doesn't have as many people scoring on him.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah. No.
unlucky.
And I believe I said this in the group chat. I said. Uh, Put any of the Donnie's teams and swap them with Human, and they're in the playoffs. Any of them.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Well, just
Like,
easy, because you just take the points.
yeah,
If you just take points scored and give him the points against, they win a majority of those games. Maybe they don't win them all, obviously, but
yeah,
they
but
probably win 8, 9, 10.
yeah, they get to play the two worst teams in the league twice.
Mm-hmm. So,
Like,
it's just how luck. I mean, obviously, we pick our divisions. Who picked it? I know that Gary picked our division. Who picked the other divisions? I can't remember.
um,
Was it Jordan?
I think did Human pick the dudes or was it
No, I think
Audie?
Human said he didn't know. Or wait, maybe he did, and that's why he picked Audie. Yeah, I think you're right. Hold it. I think Human picked his division.
Yeah, I don't remember who picked the Donnies though.
I know it wasn't Dylan.
Could have been
Was it
D
D Haas?
Haas. Could have been D Haas.
Okay. Well, you guys can tell us.
Uh,
But
and yeah, and you guys tell us what we think of our decisions about our rule changes, or if you have a rule proposal for how we should seed in the playoffs in the future too. Because I think Victor was unhappy with the way that we're seeding as well.
well, I think I don't get Victor's thing is because of you get the lowest seed. That makes total sense. But the problem is that Jordan is low, and that's why I
Jordan
say
is the lowest seed. That's the
correct. So
problem.
that's the problem.
Yeah,
But again, here's the issue. If we go back to it again, it's not like Jordan was the last seed because of points. He was the last seed because of record. So it would be the same argument any other year
yep,
that you just got the short end of the
yep.
stick that Jordan is. So I'm
Jordan just
complaining
got
just because
unlucky,
of
and he's the
yeah.
lowest seed this year.
Yeah, I'm
despite
complaining just
having a
because I
monster
hate
team.
it. Like I hate it
Yeah,
for me, but I don't think it's unfair. I think it's just how it worked out this year. I was hoping you lost, Gee, so that Diaz would be in that position, because Diaz's team is in shambles right now with injuries and stuff as well. So I thought I wanted Diaz if that could be anything. So I
yeah.
was hoping for you or Human to lose so that I had a chance
I mean,
to
but it
get
doesn't
Diaz.
matter. I play martial law regardless.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Either way,
But
like
yeah, but
I
if I
think.
did lose, Jordan does make it into the playoffs normally, and then D
Mm-hmm.
Haas would have been the wild card team.
Correct.
Yeah,
And so that would have been better for me personally.
correct.
But
Because D Haas would have been the number 7 seed, and then
yeah.
when you're
we're not
winning
gonna.
him.
I can't complain about that because that's not. It's just how it works. It's
Yeah.
just how it worked out this year. It sucks, but that's how the cookie crumbles. And obviously, so if I win, I'm not getting. I won't get Rob, or no, I should get Rob in the next round. No, no, no. Unless Holman, that's right. Holden wins, I get Holden, and if Holden loses, then I get Rob or you, basically. If I win, but I have to win. So it makes total sense. I'm
I mean,
already
you're the number two seed, right?
correct.
So like cream pie is most likely going to get either Jordan if he beats you, which is irrelevant because we're talking about you. So let's just assume you win.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if Human wins, then yeah, cream pie gets Human,
Yeah, and I get
and then
probably Rob.
probably Rob because Rob would probably beat me.
Probably, but you never know. But let's say that you
Yeah.
win, then it
Then
would
you,
be doesn't
me, and
matter. It'd be
you.
me and you if
Yeah.
Human won the game. So
Unless Holden won.
correct, and then would be
Oh god,
um
this is making my head hurt.
I know it's fine, but overall, I'm already game planning that I have to be Jordan in the first round, probably Robert in the second round, just to get to the third thing. So this is going to be a task. I don't think it's going to be good for me as I go, but I don't care. Who cares about me? Let's move on to everyone else.
Where's the poopy bowl? They don't have the poopy bowl
Oh, you
bracket
have
in
to
here.
switch it.
Oh, consolation. There it is. Okay. So Kyle got the bye week for the poopy bowl. Is that what I
Well,
see?
they have three
Three
buys.
buys.
Mm-hmm.
I see. So number 11 and number 12 play each other in the poopy bowl, which will be Gary and Nadi
Mm-hmm.
for round one. So just so you guys don't feel ignored, your playoffs matter too. You guys are fighting to not get renamed. That's respectable. So we do have Gary versus Adi too on round one this week too.
And the winner gets to keep their name, and everybody else, you know, I think the only person that really cares is probably Dylan, only
Dylan has been
because
renamed before, hasn't he?
Dylan's been renamed.
Yeah. Has
Yeah,
anyone not been renamed?
no,
Like any other
everyone's
long
been
time,
renamed.
everyone's been renamed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dehas wasn't Dehas renamed?
I believe so.
I thought he was. I know he changes his name so often that
Yeah.
it's hard to remember if he's been renamed. He might not have been. He might have always made the
Loud
playoffs.
noises. He might have. Yeah. T ligaments of steel. Was that even him? Injured reserve.
That
Let me
was
see.
him.
Yeah, that's and then that was before he joined.
2020 is the first year because it was the same year I came
Yeah.
in that he came in.
Yeah. Wow, you guys been in the
So
league for a while. That's cool.
yeah, so overall, DeHaas has not been changed.
No,
Okay, so
doesn't seem like it unless he changed his name after the fact.
but I feel like DeHaas doesn't care about his name.
Yeah, he doesn't have a legacy name. He's always just
Correct.
changing it.
So for him, he doesn't care. But that's why I think Dylan cares because Dylan doesn't want to get renamed by Holden. Let's say
Hmm.
because the last time was not a fun name for him.
All right, so
Hydra Click or whatever it was.
yeah, that's what it was. Hydrochloroquine something. Yeah. God, that was a mouthful.
But I guess would we rename by? I guess it's the top four, so it's after this week, right? So the winners of this week get to rename
No.
with Victor. Victor already gets to
Yes.
rename, and then the
Victor already gets
winners
to
of
rename.
this week get to rename the
Correct.
team that
It's
it goes.
top four, bottom four.
Gotcha. Perfect. Okay. All right. Well, what happened last week?
Oh, we want to go to last week? Let's go to last week. So I beat Gary. I won 65 to 153 to get myself 8 wins and make it into the playoffs. You spanked the shit out of Rob, 266 to 186. Mighty impressive. Um, that gets
Josh
you the
Allen.
yeah, Josh Allen. That gets you the 2 seed instead of the 4 seed. Rob drops to the 4 seed because of that, because you win the division on tiebreakers on the head-to-head record against him. Jordan breaks the record of most points scored in a single week, 302. I don't know if we will ever see 300 ever again. crazy shit to 166. Dylan gets knocked out of the playoffs with that loss. Jordan makes it in, which she was going to make it in regardless. But uh, Kyle gets 170 to 130 against Adi. That game was completely irrelevant. We have Victor against Human, 152 to 144. Believe Victor had a shit ton of buys and he still managed to pull off the win. Um, and I believe if Human had won this, then somebody else would have gotten knocked out of the playoffs. No, it would have been exactly the same. Um, so that changed nothing other than the fact that that gave Victor the bye week. And the last game, a very important game, Elderly Gangbang versus Hasbins. That loss gave D Haas the door out of the playoffs and gave Holden the win of the division into the playoffs.
It's just tough. That I mean, D Haas was 5-1, and he played me. It was me versus him, five and
Yep.
one, both 5-1 teams. And then after that, he won what, one game? Yeah, one game. The
Hmm.
last set, 8, and there he goes. He's out. Crazy. He did the reverse of Gee
Yep.
from last year. I just was upset. Looking back, I scored 210 5 times this year, or more, and I won 0 money. How is that possible to score 210 5 times or more and not win money?
Well, technically over 200, I think.
Yeah.
Unless you have no, yeah. Because it wasn't 210. You had a
Okay.
210, a
206.
230, a 203, and a 266. Bro, you made 266 and then make money.
Yeah.
That is absurd.
That's what I'm saying. I basically beat the record from last time, right? But then
Hmm.
it got beaten again in the same week.
Yeah,
Like, it's just crazy. I lost 5 times. I could have won, what is it, $100 just on those 5 weeks. And I always got beat by one person. They score like 240 or 250. Like, it's just ridiculous.
yeah, for sure. Let's go look at this week's games.
Well, before we do, I saw that one activity thing. You spent $40 on Sam Davis.
This is my
Okay.
last week. This is my last week, man. Like, what do you want? What do you want from me? I gotta get a running back.
Oh, I mean, I like it because you probably stole them from somebody else that didn't.
Nobody
Oh,
bid.
no. I didn't see any bid.
Nobody bid. Who cares? This is my last week. Let me explain to you why I fucking did that. So here we
Yeah,
go. My game versus Rob. I am wildly the underdog.
yeah.
Projected 149 to 126. Uh, yeah, Bucky got hurt last week. His back tightened up. He got taken out of the game in the first quarter after a couple of plays, and now I don't have an RB2 because I traded away Tony Pollard to try to get Drake London,
Mm.
which was a fucking shit ass trade. Let me tell you, man, that was bad. Um, yeah, so now I'm left without a running back because both McCaffrey got hurt and Bucky Irving got hurt. I thought I was going to go into the playoffs with 4 healthy quarter running backs, and I have one now.
Well, the good thing is that you can probably start like Laporta. Maybe I think Laporta's coming back instead of Quentin Johnson. I would not put my trust in Quentin Johnson.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean that is the question of who I start, right? It's Quentin Johnston. Well, I have two
or
question
Ingram. I
marks.
guess Ingram's okay.
I mean, I guess you can say I have 3 question marks. I'm starting Baker versus Los Angeles. Um, Cooper Rush, the QB2. I have Cooper Rush versus Carolina or Mac Jones versus New York. I'm probably just gonna keep Cooper Rush in there. And then if Bucky's not ready to go, I have to decide if I'm gonna play Antonio Gibson in against Arizona. He plays for New England now. He got traded. Or Isaiah Davis versus Jacksonville.
It's a fun decision to go through for sure. I mean, you're gonna have Judy to have a monster game and Drake London have a monster game, but this is um, it's funny to say, but like obviously it's the most crazy playoff score between all the games. Like 20 points is a lot,
It was a
and
lot.
and I foresee that it's going to be that way because watching Robert's team, even on a bye week, scoring 186 points, that's pretty good.
His team is on fire at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Bo Nix came alive. Chase
Well,
Brown is doing work. Addison came out of nowhere and is kicking ass.
of course, I had Addison. I traded him. Like I think Addison's been traded 3 times too this year. Um, but like Brock Bowers is another wide receiver, probably a top 10 wide receiver, and
His
he's got
team
him
is
at
so
tight end.
good. He's got Alvin Kamara on the bench.
Yeah, that is pretty sick. But they have not. Kamara had an awful game last week. But yeah, I'm surprised he wouldn't start him over T Higgins.
14.4 is not that bad.
Maybe he will. Maybe he will start. Maybe he'll start T Addison and start Kamara instead of Higgins. I don't know, but he can't go wrong either way. Unfortunately for you.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
he's sitting Ridley, who is starting in my other team playoffs this week. He's also not starting Thielen, who's now had, I think, like 10 catches or 10 targets the last 2 games.
dude, I would start like everyone on his bench.
Yeah.
Everyone on his bench would be in my starting lineup. This is how fucking stupid it is. Like seriously, every single player in his bench would be in my starting lineup.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Ladd is much better than your Quentin Johnson.
Yeah.
In the Joku, yes, definitely, but more better in Ertz. I mean, yeah, no. The only thing that he doesn't have, like, I know you probably would start Stevenson over
Oh yeah,
Gibson, but
over
like,
Gibson.
still, yeah, no, yeah, his team, he would be starting Winston too
I would be starting
over Rush.
I'm not joking. Every single player in that bench would be in my starting lineup.
Yeah, you would have a Cleveland stack with Judy and Njoku with Jamison throwing to him. So
Yep.
maybe you should just ask Rob to drop these players, and these players can
Please,
give them
Rob.
to you.
Please, if you see this out of pity, just drop some of these players so I can pick them
Yeah,
up.
that'd be
I
nice.
don't
He
have
doesn't have
any
any
waiver
money anymore
money.
now, Rob. So that's even better.
It's so gross, dude. Like, oh my god. And then, yeah, I don't know. This is the questionable one, right? Do I play Quincy Johnson against the soft Tampa Bay pass defense, or do I put Laporta in there?
Yeah, I mean, I would start Laporta over Johnson, but I I don't know. It's
I feel like
Buffalo's
I
defense
need
doesn't stop
ceiling.
anybody either.
I feel like I need ceiling, right? I need somebody that can like catch deep bombs and score
Mm-hmm.
touchdowns. That's why I went with because like Quentin Johnson's more likely to get like the big play, which is what I need.
Mm-hmm.
I need multiple big plays for me to even have a shot at winning this game. And I
But you
don't
get a half a point on a first down more with Laporta.
is yeah, it's true, but
But whatever. You
and
do what you do.
I don't know. I'm gonna sweat this one out for a bit. I don't know which one to play. Maybe I'll ask Rob and have him pick.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one. Well, I'm looking at Razor's Edge and Elderly Gangbang, 3 versus 6. Interesting matchup because I don't believe that Human's going to win this week, but obviously the projection is 120 to 110. He's starting Rattler. I know that obviously he's starting this week because of another injury. But that's probably why because he has Derek Carr starting. Holden has it. So he'll switch out with Rodgers and he'll be winning this week. So
Yeah,
overall, team wise, Holden's got the best team between these two matchups. Yeah, as we've seen on Razor's Edge, he's been trying to piecemeal this team together through his waiver wire pickups. So he's trying his best to make something happen, but he just keeps getting injuries. I mean, Pickens is now injured, Tillman is injured. Um, he's gonna start Mike Williams this week. I have no idea. So it's just a he needs his running backs to score like 100 points. Between the three of them easily to have a shot,
the
and
thing is
Kyler
like
Murray to have a game.
Pacheco is getting his points pilfered by Kareem Hunt now too, right? So Pacheco's not anywhere near as
Well,
good
last
as he
week was
used
the
to be.
first week that Pacheco had the most touches. Like he was getting his normal amount of touches. Where game one they were kind of like easing him in, but like Hunt only had 5 carries last game. So I think Pacheco's gonna start scoring, but but with Hunt, he might vulture a TD, and that
Yeah.
Pacheco scoring 20 points is I think is a hard line for him to get. I think you're going to see him more in the 15 to 18 points, even with a touchdown. So that's his only worry. But Cook had what 3 touchdowns last game,
Did he?
2 touchdowns, whatever it was. So Cook had a monster game last game. I mean, oh no, he didn't.
Oh, he had a
That was the
shit
game
game the
before.
game before. Yeah.
That's right. That was the game before he had a monster game. So last week he had a terrible game because it was Allen game.
Hmm.
So maybe he has a better week this week. Hope not, because I need Allen bad.
Oh yeah, on the other side, I mean, Holden has got some injuries here because he's gonna have to take out Gorendo if Gorendo doesn't play, which I don't think he will. I don't think Gorendo is gonna play. He's gonna
Well,
put
he's got
Rogers in.
Chuba though, and Chuba,
Yeah, he's got Chuba.
and they lost their backup, but Jonathan Brooks is done,
Yeah, the white Chuba's
so
in there.
Chuba will start.
I'm assuming that Holden just hasn't set his lineup for the week, obviously, because he's
Yeah.
still got Carr on there. So yeah, he's gonna put Chuba. He's gonna put in Rogers. Still got Brees Hall. We don't know if Brees Hall is gonna play or not. Um,
And his team is you want Holden's team over Human's team for sure. Just like you want
maybe
obviously
I don't know.
Robert's team
Human's
over
team
your
is
team.
ass.
Who Holden's team? You said?
Human's team is ass.
Oh, I know. No, I agree with you there because he's had to piecemeal this team because he's had so many injuries. So his team is I don't know how he made the playoffs, but at the same time, good. It's all about his coaching because we talked about I guess it was 95% coaching.
Yep.
So it was him. He made it happen. It was all him.
Yep. He had like one of the best coaching percentages, and I had the worst. So it's like, you know what? I guess I can't talk too much shit about him anymore.
It's not gonna stop you.
Yeah. And last game we got here, the big one, the one that shouldn't be happening, but is the Midnight Ride versus the Truck Stop Glory Hole. First round of the playoffs. Both teams project over 150, with Truck Stop projected 2 points higher.
Well, it's just stupid. I mean, just to tell these projections that they're always wrong because I don't know the last time that he or I scored at 150. So they can't ever get these projections even close to being right. But I'm excited that Cooper got 14 targets last game.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's going to happen again, but I'd love it if they threw that ball that much. And they're playing Detroit, which means a lot of points, hopefully. So I have the matchups. I mean, the Rams against Purdy. I have the quarterback matchups to win this week because he's got Philly and Chicago against him. So that is giving me some hope. But obviously, if you look at his wide receivers, I lose a lot of hope very quickly. I mean, Chase and Cup and Jefferson and Adams. Like,
Against
why do we let this guy get these many guys?
they're against tough defenses though. Other than Adams, I mean Adams playing Jacksonville, but the other guys
Hmm.
are tough defenses.
Yeah. Well, I'm hopeful that my quarterbacks can make it happen because if Purdy can make it happen, that means I'm getting Jennings catches because Jennings has replaced Debo in that offense. Debo does nothing in that offense except for run the ball every once in a while. So your best 2 pass catchers I have on that team. So I'm happy about that, and I'm hoping that this AJ Brown drama gets over and they can actually start throwing the ball again. I
I
think
mean, they can't throw the ball. Their quarterback is ass. I've been saying this all year. Like it's just watch him play. He
I'm just upset with myself because I traded AJ Brown for Sutton and Mike Evans. And if I had Sutton and Mike Evans, I'd be starting them instead of Tank Dell. I'd be starting him over AJ Brown, and I would have a much better team.
yeah.
So, stupid, yes, but it would be even more glorious if I can beat Truck Stop with AJ Brown because he is a big Philly fan. So, take it.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a Philly fan.
We got 3 Philly fans in this league.
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
I don't
Okay.
know why they're Philly fans because none of them live in Philly. None of them lived in Philly. I don't think. So, what do you gotta do? But I mean, I don't think there's going to be any differences between our two lineups as far as who starts. He might start Brian Thomas. No, he won't. He's not going to start Brian Thomas over Adams. My thing is, I am hopeful that Walker can come back, because if Walker can come back, that means that they get to share time.
Yeah,
And
it's good
is
for
he
you.
gonna choose? He gonna choose, and will he choose right? If
Yeah.
not, I'm in deep doo doo, because Charbonnet in that offense by himself looked amazing. So I'm I'm really hopeful that Walker can come back and he
I
makes a bad decision.
I think you're gonna win this game. I think
Matchup wise, I should,
you're gonna pull off the upset. I think. I
but
like your running
I don't
backs
know.
more, and I think that's where it comes in because
Yeah,
his wide receivers have like tough matchups.
and Jefferson has been behind Addison. So, I mean, he still gets his catches, he still gets his touchdowns, but Addison's been the one getting 40 points. Granted, he had 37. What's the difference to me? But
Hmm.
Addison had 42. You know, it's not like he's getting all, but he caught all 7 of his catches, 7 for 7 for 132 yards and 2 TDs. I don't know if you'll see that same projection in Chicago, because they might be up so much, they might be running the ball. So we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Cincinnati can not do what they did last week too. So they were playing the Cowboys defense.
And
So
the very last game, we got our consolation game, Adi versus the House of Priapism of Gary. Optimum lineup for Gary is 128. Optimum lineup for Campbell Soup is 122. Gary's slight favorite.
I think it's warranted. I think his team is gonna roll this week. I mean, the Bears is always the question mark of if the Bears will play well enough for him to do well enough. But I think he wins this week. The only side that I would say that that Audie has is that Waddle and that Dolphins offense is looking better and better each week. So that's a good sign for him that Waddle might have a better run to the end of the playoffs. But as I talked about, Debo Samuel is a non-existent in that offense right now.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
yeah, he sucks. I honestly don't know why they keep on trying to play him a wide receiver. With everyone injured,
Yeah, yeah, with
like
everybody injured.
everybody injured, why not just make him the full time
I
running
mean,
back
I
and
mean,
just
he's Christian McCaffrey with that's tall. That's basically what he is.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know why this team is just being hard headed. Just make him the full time running back and just try to work that out now that everybody's hurt.
Yeah, 100%.
Who do you think wins
So
this?
So this week, I'm thinking Gary. I think Campbell Soup is going to continue his losing streak, even though it doesn't count. I've been told, as far as to his record, but I think that 12 games become basically 13 games, in theory for this week. So start 2-0, go 0-12. I don't know what I would do if I had this. I might throw my computer if I was 12 losses in a row.
That
Well, it was
is
11. I
crazy.
apologize.
That is so crazy.
So he was 1-1 and then lost, and
11
they
in a
went
row.
2-1 and they lost 12 in a row. So
Wow.
I apologize, but yes, no. Campbell Soup loses just because how can he not lose? He's lost them all.
At this point, we're just cheering for the streak to
Oh yeah,
continue, right?
100%. We just want him to keep losing. Keep losing. You don't win. What's the point of winning now? That's what you've gotten to. You gotten to the point of nobody wants you to win, not because they don't like you, but because they want the streak to continue.
Yeah, I want to see it hit 15. Honestly,
Yeah. No,
15 would be
I want
fun.
to see 20. 0-8 start. That would be amazing.
Wow, wow. Alrighty, that's all the matchups. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I mean, I'm excited for the first week of playoffs. I know that you're semi excited to defend your championship because you're
Hmm.
not feeling good about this week, but
No.
you get through this week, you might get Victor, more than likely, and that would be really big. I mean, I think Victor is, listen, he's the number 1 seed for a reason.
No, what I
He's had
want.
Jordan Love and he's had Lamar Jackson, and they're good. Lamar Jackson, number 1 quarterback. He's been good, but I don't see much in his wide receiver room that could tell you that you're scared of him.
Yeah.
So, you know, he played in a good a division that made him look better than he is, I think. So I am feeling good about if Victor's there at the end, personally, because I won't play Victor until the very end. Doesn't matter for me.
That's
But for
true.
you, you win this week. I think you get Victor because I'll probably get Holden or something, and then we've got an interesting last 2 weeks.
Well, the
But
rough
more than
part
likely, I'm gonna
is
lose. That's how it's gonna
I'm
happen.
playing against Rob, who I think is my favorite team to win the whole thing this year. I do
No,
think he
I
has
agree
the
with you
best
there.
team. And I have him first, first game of the playoffs, which is always rough. So, praying for a miracle. Gotta get real lucky.
Yeah,
That would be lovely. But some great games this week. It was fun to talk about them. Thank you so much, Will, for coming on. And SFL, if you got talk to us about your seeding playoffs conversation that we were having and what you think, if you have any better ideas or any other rule changes, that'd be fun.
we'll see you guys.
See you guys later.